Well, if to get to the answer of this, you have to talk about this question in a scientific manner, in a scientific approach. First, let me tackle the most difficult question of all, which is my nature to jump directly in the fray of the battle, right in the heart of it. Well, let's take both our flaming swords and jump into the thick of it and talk about the tamasic. Now, when you say tamasic, in the ultimate and final sense, it is not the three gunas, Rajo, Tama and Sattva. It is the highest state beyond the three guna. Triguna rahitam, sarvadi sakshi bhutam. It is the great deep. And the great deep is so silent. It is so of nothingness. It is so with its center everywhere and circumference nowhere that its mass is infinite. It's He about whom the great darkness whose nature is absolute light. And that's because of the incomprehensibility of the whole thing. It is called tamasic. It's called the great deep, the great black. Because the great black, if intensified, produces the intensest of light. I'll give you the example of the tamas, which is the radiant light which conquers the death of death. And that's why Shiva is tamas, because in his form of Mahankal, when you see the Krishna Vivar, means the dark whirling mass of creation, it draws into its vortex gradually, sucking up the whole of creation. Right? Now this has to be a very massive black hole, because do you know, if your earth we tried to make a black hole of our earth, you know how big our planet is, we got to start, it's huge, isn't it? With its oceans and it's so vast. You know how big the black hole of the planet would be? Have a guess. Have a guess. Let's have fun. Just shoot out. Size
of an atom.
No. It would be as big as a marble. The black hole. So can you imagine a black hole as big as a supercluster of galaxies? I mean, what must be that? That 100 billion galaxies forming one black hole. So that is an inconceivable thing which may have happened way past beyond many a creation, which is sustaining till, for we know, till I have no words to explain, infinite eternities. We take the example of a normal black hole or even the big black hole. In the center of the very massive black holes, lurking in the naked singularity of the massive black hole, is a star which shines with indescribable light. The black hole is the very nature of tamas. That's why Shiva is called the black hole. Shiva is the great crunch, and he is the tamas, the great darkness which swallows up relativity, materialism, duality, and makes it into the single black hole, because the space-time continuum break down and Vishnu and Brahma are swallowed up. Vishnu is time, Brahma is space, and Shiva is the great time, the great beyond time, Mahankal. They are swallowed up into the tamas. So the sattva of space, the rajas of Vishnu, or they're trying to make Vishnu sattva. I have no problem with the argument of the Vaishnavas and this thing. Swallowed up into tamas. But lurking in the singularity of the massive black hole, after the light has been swallowed up, all light is swallowed up at the Schwarzschild radius, or at the point of aggression, the accretion point. It's known as the event horizon. And this Brahma is white, or Sattva is white, let's say. But if light is swallowed up, then in the singularity of the supermassive black hole, there is a shining star of inconceivable light. What is this light which, after an infinity and intensity of compressions beyond the imagination of the gods even, can shine forth a light? What must be that light? That is the tamas, and that is the light of Shiva, which is actually absolute darkness, Total darkness is absolute light. If at one moment time and space, the sunburst of a countless suns occur, that would scarce suffice to show thy shadow, O Lord, what must be thy light?
Aham nirvikalpo nirakara rupo vibhutvacha sarvatra sarvendriyanam samavesamatva na muktir na bandha Chidananda Rupa Shivo